Exclusive contracted novels by Feilu Novel Network. Me, Naruto Vortex, and King Kiba. In the world of Hokage, crossing through rebirth is to compete for dominance in the ninja realm. But for Naruto Vortex, who has gained memories of the time traveler, becoming the Kiba Sea King is the way. Hate. Peace. War. Can everyone stop being such a sophomore? I am a man who wants to become the Kiba Sea King, a master of time management. Naruto. I came first. Why did I give Sakura to Sasuke? Hinata. In the future, it's clear that Naruto and I will be together. What do you seductive creatures want? Naruto. Sorry, it's only children who make choices. I want everything. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. I became Naruto. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chase. Chase quickly. Everyone catch up. We must not let him escape, we must not leak the sealed book outside the village. That's right, we must catch Naruto back. Chasing. Noisy and chaotic voices kept coming out from the depths of a dense forest, and from time to time, figures could be seen quickly shuttling back and forth among them. After exchanging information, they quickly dispersed again. There are hundreds of people coming and going non-stop. Such a grand action made this night, which should have been quiet, appear unusually noisy. Countless birds flew up in panic, chirping as if condemning and rebuking these intruders who disturbed their sleep. In a secluded place in the forest, there was a young boy lying on the ground with a beaten nose and swollen face, like a pig's head, struggling to survive. Another person was also seriously injured, with a large four-edged weapon or hidden weapon inserted into his back. However, this person did not care about his injury, but kept shouting the name of a young man in his arms. Naruto. Naruto. Bangzi rang 3 times, and Lu Ming opened his eyes. My street, in a narrow apartment. At first glance, it was a dimness, and the wind chimes on the balcony made a lonely sound when the night wind blew. A strange soul descended upon Kiba and occupied Naruto's body. Lu Ming had a severe headache, and his eyes were covered in a blurry blood red. Can't you be blind? Pain. Hiss. Just playing a game, as for sudden death, right? What about tomorrow's work? I will be interning and becoming a regular soon, and I'm seeing the end of it. The pain slowly dissipated, and Lu Ming opened his eyes. Then, in the dim light, he saw a strange and chaotic room. The air was filled with a faint odor, and the walls were adorned with old and moldy pale yellow wallpaper. Clothes and books were scattered on the wooden floor. Lu Ming seemed to realize something and looked down at his hand. With a thud, Lu Ming fell backwards. Did my hand shrink? Some fragments of memory also pierced into Lu Ming's mind, causing him to roll on the bed with a painful cry. Is that the child, right? How disgusting. I told you not to play with him, who knows what that monster will do. I heard he killed 4 generations. Naruto, do you have the will of fire? Call the teacher, you bastard. Lord Xiaoying is the most powerful person in the village, who protects our existence. Naruto, you also need to work hard to become Hokage. Get out of here. You monster. I won't sell it to you. Get lost. Why not die? How can you still have the courage to live in this world? Crane tail. Cold emotions mixed with pain surged in his heart, and Lu Ming almost suffocated in this emotion. He flipped over and gritted his teeth, vigorously pounding his chest, only to catch his breath. Lu Ming lay in bed, reading novels and playing games, and he roughly understood the situation in front of him. He crossed over and became Naruto Vortex in Naruto. At present, it should be at the stage of stealing sealed books. Looking at the night outside the window, Lu Ming didn't have the heart to sleep anymore. He got out of bed and groped to turn on the room light. In the future, it will be Naruto Vortex. Ignoring the messy room and the table emitting a strange odor. No one can blame a painless orphan for not tidying up his room. After all, there is no one to scold him. Naruto sat on the table, took out a pen and paper, and began to sort out his current situation. Write down a line of text and automatically convert it into cherry blossom language, but Naruto can also understand it. Knowing cherry blossom language is enough. Chapter 2. Becoming a Ninja. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The next day. When Naruto woke up, the sun had already sunbathed his buttocks. He sat up drowsily, rubbed his eyes, and looked around. He felt something was wrong. Where was this? It seems like his family, but it seems different. It doesn't match what he remembers. Click. The outer entrance was opened and a man in his 20s walked in. Naruto. Have you woken up yet? It's really great. How do you feel? Are you okay? Is it Teacher Iruka? Naruto, what's wrong with you? Iruka asked with concern. Am I, Naruto? He said dumbfounded. Naruto, are you okay? You shouldn't have been fooled by the collision. Iruka asked. Did anyone bump into me? Naruto tilted his head. What? Have you lost your memory? Don't you remember what happened last night? Iruka asked anxiously. Last night, you were bewitched by water and wood and stole the sealed book. Later, you were knocked unconscious by someone flying from above. Don't you remember? Let me think. Hiss, it seems like there's something like this. Naruto was thinking when his stomach suddenly let out a gurgling sound. I'm so hungry. Iruka laughed. Well, let's eat first. I'll treat you to your favorite Xiaoying noodles. Let's talk while eating. Hearing Xiaoying noodles, Naruto was full of energy. All depression and confusion are left behind. Ramen Noodles Restaurant. While eating his favorite ramen noodles, I listened to Teacher Iruka's story about what happened last night. The more I listened, the more surprised I was. This memory is very vague in Naruto's mind, he can only vaguely recall some. But it's not a big deal either. If you can't remember it, then don't think about it. What are you struggling with? It's good to have ramen noodles. I ate several bowls of ramen noodles in one sitting, all of which were flavorful and cool. Teacher Iruka's tearful eyes trembled as he took out the money to pay the bill. Sure enough, you can't invite Naruto to eat ramen noodles. It really hurts him. However, as long as he has nothing to do. Naruto is still Naruto. Iruka thought with relief in her heart. Is it really like this? As he was about to leave, Iruka suddenly said, Naruto, although I have given you the protection, you are now a ninja, but you still need to register at the Hokage office. Do you know? What? Ninja, me. Naruto looked stunned and unable to react. Iruka smiled, thinking that Naruto didn't react and didn't care because he was too happy. Don't forget, I have something else to do, I'll leave first. Naruto stood there in a daze for a long time before realizing it. Ninja, this unfamiliar yet particularly familiar word to him, finally let out a loud cry, ignoring the surprised and contemptuous gazes of many people coming and going on the street, and roared wildly. I'm a ninja now, I'm a ninja now. Next, I want to become Hokage and the strongest man in this village. Naruto clenched his fist with one hand and pointed straight at the Hokage statue, his energetic face surging with a strong breath of life. Naruto rushed to the Hokage office at lightning speed, submitting a 1-inch photo, stamping, filling out forms, registering, and soon he became a proud ninja. On this day, Naruto was very excited. Although some strange things seemed to have happened to him, he, who has always been very nervous, wouldn't think about those things. The next day, he woke up from his dream with a smile, humming an unknown tune, and entered the classroom on time for the first time. Still the same class, after spending several years, many students have already arrived. Everyone was discussing and full of anticipation, fantasizing about their life as ninjas, and the youthful aura on their faces could not be concealed. Oh, isn't this Naruto? As a crane tail, how could you be here? Today is the graduation briefing. A voice sounded, full of mockery and a hint of superiority. Humph. Why can't I be here? Naruto looked at the person speaking with an unhappy expression on his face. Hee, how could you possibly pass the graduation exam at your level? It's not cheating, is it? The person continued to mock. Yeah, I will show you my strength. Naruto turned his head and ignored him. This person has always been very unhappy with Naruto. He has a white-haired dog on his head all day and always mocks and looks down on him. However, Naruto didn't have any intention of arguing with you today. He was a bit stunned just now and thought for a moment before remembering who this person was. This feeling was very strange, but after careful investigation, he didn't know exactly where the problem was at this moment. The door was violently opened with a clang, and two beautiful girls squeezed in at the same time. A pink hair with a red headband tied around it, the forehead is slightly wider. The other girl had beautiful golden hair, with a bunch of hair curled up in front. Two girls wriggled and rushed into the classroom, like a gust of wind blowing by. In the blink of an eye, they rushed to Sasuke's side and began to cling to him. Sasuke, have you eaten yet? Sasuke, you're so handsome today. Sasuke, do you think I'm pretty today? Naruto straightened his chin with one hand and looked at this side with extreme displeasure. This Sasuke is the guy Naruto hates the most. That tooth always sneers at him and looks down on him, but this Sasuke just ignores him, as if he doesn't have this person and can't see him. Of course, this is not the most important thing, this guy's popularity is really too strong. Although it's only on the girl's side, what makes Naruto most envious and jealous is that the girl he likes, Sakura, really likes Sasuke. This is simply unbearable. However, today Naruto discovered that Inoue also seems quite beautiful. It seems to be even better than Sakura, right? How could I have such thoughts? Is she? Hinata. Hinata is probably the only girl who doesn't surround Sasuke. She always secretly looks at herself, but every time he discovers it, she quickly lowers her head and presses her two fingers together. She is a very shy girl with a weak presence. For some reason, looking at these people, Naruto felt a very indescribable feeling that was both unfamiliar and familiar. From time to time, some images that did not belong to the present flashed in his mind, and his mood was both excited and somewhat anxious. Well, wild boar. Wide forehead. Sasuke and Naruto are located very close, and the argument between Ino and Sakura, two loyal Sasuke fans, enters Naruto's ears, interrupting his thoughts. Looking over there, he suddenly burst out laughing inexplicably. What the hell is he doing? He's not the kind of person who thinks about things, besides what else is there to think about? Looking at Sasuke, who was entangled in a very helpless situation, Naruto suddenly felt happy in his heart. Chapter 3. Grouping List. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Naruto is not the one who uses his brain. When encountering something that you can't figure out, simply filter it out automatically. On the side of Hinata Enya, there was a somewhat strange guy with dark glasses, wearing clothes that almost wrapped around his entire body, only revealing a small part of his face outside. Naruto rarely spoke to him and was not familiar with each other, so he quickly shifted his gaze. Then he saw a fat guy and an idiot. There are 3 positions there, one empty one should be for Ino, who is entangled in Sasuke's argument with Sakura, and then for Dingji and Lumaru. A person who only knows how to eat all day, a person who is lethargic and lacks motivation all day, and then a person who is obsessed with Sasuke all day, so Naruto calls them the idiotic trio. Retrieving his gaze, Naruto also lay on the table. He didn't continue to pay attention to others, as if he had lost interest, or perhaps no one could attract his gaze. Quietly lying on the table, I don't know what I'm thinking, which makes everyone very strange. Today's Naruto is so strange. I'm not thinking of any new pranks, am I? No one knows what happened to Naruto, moving in a direction full of unknowns. At this moment, everything in this classroom is closely monitored by people. A crystal ball, recording everything. A group of people watched, led by the third-generation Hokage. Monkey Flying Sun / Kakashi. On. This is the information of the 3 ninjas you are responsible for assessing. Naruto Vortex, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, Kakashi read as he looked at the information in his hand. Asma. On. Shiri Hong. On. For a long time, Iruka walked into the classroom step by step with a freshly baked list, but his mind wandered outside the object, running away in thought. Naruto was assigned to the Kakashi group, which had never been passed by any students, so no wonder Iruka was worried. Next, we will announce the grouping list, and everyone will return to their seats. Yes. Finally quiet, Naruto let out a long sigh of relief and looked at teacher Iruka. He was truly grateful. Finally, he came. He was going to be argued to death by Sakura and Inoue, and couldn't bear it. Turning his head to look at Sasuke over there, he realized that he had also breathed a sigh of relief, his eyes filled with helplessness. Oh, this guy's expression is quite rich. However, it's like being surrounded by so many girls and not knowing what's good for you. Even with a tired expression on your face, it's really despicable. Yeah. This despicable Sasuke. Feeling Naruto's gaze, Sasuke looked towards him and immediately turned around. What? Hee, ignore. Surprisingly ignoring him, ignoring Naruto's teeth are almost crushing. I don't know why, as long as he sees this Sasuke, he feels particularly excited and uncontrollable. It's like an archenemy. What exactly is this feeling? Group 7, Naruto Vortex, Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha. Ah! What a sharp scream. Naruto came to his senses and looked at Sakura. From hell to heaven, Sakura felt the beauty of humanity. Hearing the disappointment of Naruto being with her, and then hearing the joy of Sasuke being with her, these are really 2 extremes. If Naruto finds out about her destructive power and influence in Sakura's heart, she doesn't know what to think. Sakura looked at Inoue and saw that Inoue was pounding her chest and feet as she had imagined. Coupled with Sakura's provocation at this moment, she was furious and about to transform into a Super Saiyan rhythm. Wait, Super Saiyan, what's up, dong dong? Naruto was puzzled by these sudden and strange thoughts in his mind. Where did he know about these things? Oh my goodness. It seems that the group members that teacher Iruka mentioned earlier were in the same group as Sakura. Being able to group up with the girl you like is really a lucky thing, but if that guy is also here, it will be different. Naruto glanced at Sasuke over there. He finally felt what Sakura had just felt and Inoue's mood now. Sakura, Sasuke, Ino, and Naruto himself, what a strange 4-cornered relationship. However, it seems that he is redundant here. There's nothing wrong with him. Well, who made him have thick skin? He just needs to be a third party. When the group ends, some feel lost, like Inoue, some are happy, like cherry blossoms, some are excited, like Naruto, some don't matter, like deer balls, some feel troublesome, such as Sasuke. In short, with various emotions, all the students left the ninja school and are about to usher in a new life. After grouping, we will arrange a meeting with teacher Xiaoying in the afternoon. Now we can arrange our own activities. After leaving the ninja school, Sakura continued to pester Sasuke, and Inoue naturally refused to be outdone. There was also a large group of girls closely following her, so she was really popular. Naruto, Lumaru, and Yo were pushed to the edge of the corner by a large group of girls. I really don't know what's good about this guy. He always has a cold expression and only knows how to look cool. How come he's so popular? Ye said while playing with his dog, with an unhappy expression on his face. Women are really troublesome. Lumaru yawned weakly. Snacks are still delicious. The round and plump Ding took a big bite of the snack and suddenly inserted such a nonsensical sentence. Everyone shook their heads helplessly. Where is Naruto? There was a person who disappeared without a trace at some point and was no longer here. Who knows? For that crane tail who only knows how to fool around, no one would pay attention to him at all. The person just said it casually, and no one cared at all. Naruto's presence seems to be just playing around. So, where exactly did Naruto go? He secretly followed behind Sasuke, not knowing what he was up to. Anyway, it wouldn't be a good idea. As soon as he saw Sasuke, Naruto was very unhappy, so he planned to. One is the number 1 student in this class, and the other is the crane tail, counting down to number 1. If someone knows that Naruto is plotting Sasuke's ideas, they will only laugh out loud. Isn't that funny? Do you feel uncomfortable touching stones with eggs? It's just adding laughter. That's true. After getting rid of that group of flower enthusiasts, Sasuke walked to a secluded place and suddenly disappeared. Aha! Who are you? Naruto jumped out and looked around. Are you looking for me? Sasuke suddenly appeared behind Naruto and said lightly. The weather is really nice today. Naruto looked around and said to him, suddenly attacking Sasuke. Sasuke gave a cold smile, moved his body sideways to avoid his attack, moved his right foot, and directly tripped Naruto, causing him to lose balance. Then, a hand knife struck his neck again. Oh my! Naruto was defeated in one move, lying on the ground and directly KO, you idiot. Sasuke said indifferently, ignoring him and leaving without hesitation. Chapter 4. Sakura's Imported Sugar. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. That kid's really black. Lu Ming rubbed his neck, which was still sore and tight. You're really useless. This may seem like a self-deprecating remark from him, but it's actually his disdain for the previous Naruto. Lu Ming doesn't know for what reason he came to this Naruto world, nor why he became Naruto, but going with the flow is his best skill. Anyway, there wasn't much he longed for in the original world. As for his current situation, it seems like a loss, but it should be a fusion. Or maybe both exist. After all, now Naruto's body is dominated by him, and he used to consider himself Naruto. Since that's the case, then Naruto is fine. It's just a name, it's not a big deal. It is important to integrate into this world as soon as possible. Fortunately, Naruto's memory can be very helpful to him, and he also has memories of the entire Hokage world, which is a bug-like existence. Sure enough, those who travel through time should be the protagonists. This body belonged to Naruto before, he was a stowaway, and due to the natural repulsion and loss of soul sheath, he fell asleep before. This time, he was also knocked unconscious by Sasuke due to an accident, and fainted. He inexplicably woke up and jumped out ahead of time. It should be like this. Since he has come out, he must take a good look at the scenery and novel world here. After all, this is the world he will live in for a lifetime in the future. Hey, Xiaoying. As he strolled around, Lu Ming saw the figure of Xiaoying. From his perspective, the feeling of this girl is naturally different. Her crimson hair, youthful appearance, and headbands add a touch of beauty to her overall appearance. She is truly a beautiful embryo. Unfortunately, I am still a primary school student now. Well, in his opinion, the current little Sakura children's shoes are only at the level of elementary school graduates and junior high school students. It really makes him lose interest. But, he has a good idea now. Thinking of the original plot of Naruto, Lu Ming immediately had a plan in mind. This seems to be what Naruto wants to do. Transformation technique. Bang! Lu Ming transformed into Sasuke's appearance. Don't ask him why he transformed, anyway, once he knows Naruto's memory, he can easily do it without any unfamiliarity. This is also a ninjutsu commonly used by Naruto, which is quite easy to use. Hi, Sakura. Ah. Sasuke, Sakura said with a surprised expression, so you're here. Let's take a walk. Sasuke said. Okay. Sakura replied incoherently, feeling pleasantly surprised. Is this a date? Is Sasuke finally moved by my sincerity? True love will win. As Sakura walked, she stole a few glances at Sasuke. Her face turned rosy and she chuckled, giving off a creepy feeling. Although the girl's use of this term may seem excessive, it was really the two of them sat together on a bench in the park. The place was very quiet and there weren't many people, so it was really suitable for a rendezvous. Haha. Sakura thought to herself, Inoue, I'm sorry, Sasuke is mine now. Sasuke, Sakura appeared hesitant at this moment, her face flushed, as if she had something to say, but couldn't speak. Stop talking. I want to say it's still off. Extra entanglement. Lu Ming watched little Sakura's expression change with ease, it was so interesting, so youthful. In terms of his true age, he is already 18 years old, which means he has reached adulthood. However, this is the first time he has been voluntarily confessed by a girl. Although she is only a 12-year-old girl, and although she is now replacing someone else's identity, her feelings are equally real. So, he's really jealous of Sasuke, that kid. Lu Ming grabbed Xiaoying's hand and said gently, don't worry, speak slowly. Your broad forehead is really beautiful, making people want to kiss you. Ah. Really? Feeling encouragement from Sasuke, Sakura's heart thumped incessantly, her whole body floating high. Where would she usually see such a gentle Sasuke? And these sweet words, could it be that Sasuke also had an interest in herself? In that case, Sasuke, I like you. I want your approval. Sakura closed her eyes and said loudly. I have always been interested in Sasuke. For this, I am willing to do anything, Sakura said excitedly. The pink face was full of spring, and the watery affection in his eyes made his heart tremble. Gradually, he approached the slightly raised red lips, and Lu Ming couldn't help but kiss them. After a while, a piercing pain came to his mind, as painful as a needle prick, but it made him clear in his heart. Sakura, I have something else to do. We'll see each other later, he said. Xiaoying seemed to have not heard it, but also seemed to be immersed in the previous kiss, unable to extricate herself, her eyes blurred, immersed in her own fantasies. Lu Ming almost ran away like he was running away. Looking back now, it really made him blush and embarrassed. As an old man, although he had never touched a woman, he wouldn't be so indecisive. Surprisingly, I am interested in a movie about an 11 or 12-year-old girl. How do you feel? Like a beast? And the sudden stabbing sensation in my mind just now, what's going on? Other things can be set aside for now, but what happens to oneself must be clarified. Sakura, anyway, she doesn't know if Sasuke is fake. Besides, she can't publicize such a thing too much, so for now, let Sasuke have a headache. This can also be considered as the interest that Sasuke charged for knocking him unconscious. Originally, he wanted to find out what the sting was, but because he was going to introduce Mr. Ren in the afternoon, Lu Ming didn't have time to investigate the reason. He had another meal of ramen noodles at noon. Well, this ramen noodles is really delicious, and he likes it very much. No wonder Naruto likes ramen noodles so much. But is ramen noodles the only food in the world? In the afternoon, Lu Ming was very quiet and didn't say a word. He just glanced at Xiaoying from time to time, his eyes very meaningful. Sakura is also very strange, sometimes with peach blossoms on her face, sometimes with silly smiles, and always caressing her lips, peeking at Sasuke on the other side. Worried about gains and losses. I'm afraid only Lu Ming knows what's going on. At this moment, the door opened and a beautiful woman entered. Red hair, red clothes, and red eyes give everyone the first impression of being red. Red is gorgeous, red is flamboyant, and her name is also red. Shiri Hong. This is the upper ninja tutor from Class 8, and the members of Class 9 are Ya, Shino, and Hinata. Lu Ming is jealous, this is the real woman, with willow waist and long legs. Chapter 5 Objective. Kiba Sea King, Master of Time Management. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Behind Shirihome was a person with a cigarette on his mouth and a smile on his face. He looked thick and oppressive. In Naruto's memory, he may not know who this person is, but Lu Ming is aware of it. This image is obvious that Asuma, the son of the third generation Hokage, is also a quite powerful figure. Also, he is the upper ninja instructor of Class 10. Red and Asuma are really inseparable. The relationship is very good, should we destroy it? Next, one after another, Teacher Ueno came to take away their 3 students. Soon, only Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke remained waiting there. The 3 of them were very quiet and didn't know what they were thinking. They waited silently, but their teacher, Shinran, didn't come. Lu Ming has had enough of it. Although he knows that Kakashi is an out-of-tune guy, the feeling of watching anime was different at first. It was quite interesting at that time, but what happened to him was depression, anger, and anger. Waiting is a kind of agony. After all, their relationship is indeed intricate and inseparable. Especially after that kind of thing happened. Naruto likes Sakura, Sakura likes Sasuke, so Naruto hates Sasuke. In addition, Sasuke treated Naruto and Sakura as a burden and completely ignored them. Then Lu Ming turned into Sasuke and kissed Sakura, my goodness. This must be due to the relationship with Naruto Hara. How could such an upright man do such a thing? Anyway, he won't admit it's related to him. Sitting here and waiting is not a solution. It's very boring to sprinkle. Lu Ming chuckled and made a small mechanism, carrying a pot of ink and carefully placing it on the door. Sasuke snorted disdainfully, how could Shinran have fallen into such a simple trap? Xiaoying didn't hurt him this time. With only Sasuke in her eyes, she seemed to have ignored Lu Ming. Alas, Lu Ming sighed. There is no common language, yet no one appreciates and supports his behavior. It's so sad. But how could he be complacent about some pranks? Is it the influence of my predecessor? Even his personality is undergoing changes. This subtle change made him anxious and uneasy. The sound of clattering brought him back to his senses, and he saw their upper ninja teacher, Chimo Kakashi, appearing at the door like a drowned rat. His originally white hair was all dyed black with ink, and his whole body was like charcoal, with only a pair of teeth that were pure white and flawless. Xiaoying, Lu Ming, and even Sasuke couldn't help but laugh. Lu Ming had no consciousness of being the culprit at all, and he laughed the most heartily. On the contrary, he was the victim, and Mr. Kakashi remained calm. It was as if nothing had happened, my eyes were still tired and lethargic, never changing at all, but they were always fixed on someone. Lu Ming is afraid in his heart. Will Kakashi take action to deal with him? He can't stop it. You're very capable. Kakashi appeared behind Lu Ming in an instant, and he said calmly, do you need me to tell Sakura about how you transformed into Sasuke this morning and tricked a girl into giving her a first kiss? Lu Ming is foolish. If Sakura finds out, he will be chased to death by Sakura. Such a future, thinking about it makes people feel terrifying and shivering. If someone holds on to the handle, they can only be slaughtered. Lu Ming suddenly looked pitifully at Kakashi, attempting to impress him with his innocent, pure, kind, crystal clear, and watery blue eyes. Unfortunately, Kakashi didn't care about him at all. Tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, gather at the exercise ground and your first mission will begin. Kakashi said eerily, remember, never have breakfast. Coupled with his current black image, it was truly terrifying. After confessing a few more things, Kakashi left like a gust of wind, and at a fast pace, none of the three of them reacted. It is obvious that he is in such a hurry to quickly clean up the stains on his body. Naruto, we all blame you. Tomorrow, Teacher Kakashi will definitely not let us pass easily, Xiaoying complained. Lu Ming snorted lightly and said, why don't you stop me? Now he's blaming him. Sakura didn't speak anymore. Sasuke's strength was showing up there, so there was no need to worry, but what should he do? Sai, what should we do tomorrow? If you don't pass the test, you won't be able to be with Sasuke. No way. For the sake of love, it is absolutely necessary to pass the test. Lu Ming is not worried about this, after all, he is familiar with the plot. What he is worried about now is the secret words that Kakashi told him before. With this weakness in hand, he can't help but be rubbed flat and round by the other party. Ah, how can he worry about a single word? The three of them each left with their own thoughts in mind. On the second day, because Kakashi had agreed on a time of 5 o'clock, Lu Ming got up early and set off. However, he did not take Kakashi's other advice to heart. He not only ate his fill, but also prepared 2 bento dishes. This is of great use. Now the genius is shining brightly, and the moon is still faithfully hanging in the sky, blooming with moonlight. It is gray and hazy. Walking on the road, the familiar cool breeze has made him wake up a lot, and he suddenly becomes energized. He moves forward calmly, strolls leisurely, and curiously looks at everything here, buildings, trees, and everything is very novel to him. For Lu Ming, although there are many memories and even unknown plots in his mind about this place, as well as things that will happen in the future, in fact, he now exists in a completely different world, and any variables can happen. There will definitely be many changes in the butterfly effect. Now, he is no longer a bystander, but a true participant, and the most essential one. So, starting today, as your new life, start a brand new life. From now on, I am no longer Lu Ming, but Naruto Vortex. The 4th generation Hokage. The son of Bo Feng Shui Men and Vortex Jiu Xin Na. In this capacity, let everyone who looks down on me regret it, let them always look up at my back. And how about opening a crystal palace? This is a very serious, and thought-provoking question. So, who are the members of my crystal palace? Can Sakura do it? Do you want Inoue? Is it okay to have red beans? What about red beans? Hinata. Are the white classmates in this world girls? It seems that Tian in Qipao is also good. If I came here to become a disciple myself, wouldn't there still be a childlike family? Wow. If you think about it that way, there are really many drops. Some of them are busy. Beat bosses, bubble beauties, step on villains, and then reach the pinnacle of life. In an instant, Naruto felt that he had all the passion, motivation, goals, and direction in life. Chapter 6. Lower Tolerance Assessment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kakashi's habit of being late is as famous as his great reputation, and Naruto today naturally knows this for a long time, so he has already been mentally prepared. But the other two don't know. Especially Xiaoying, her stomach was hungry and she felt uncomfortable. Her small face was crying and very pitiful. Sasuke remains as cold as ever, but Naruto still sees some annoyance in his small actions. At exactly 9 o'clock, Kakashi arrived late. Oh, good morning, everyone. Kakashi said with a smile. Dot. 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 Cough cough. Kakashi coughed twice, so, I'll start explaining this mission. Do you understand? After explaining the task, Kakashi set the time at 12 o'clock. So, let's get started. The three of them dispersed and hid separately. Naruto avoided the farthest, he was not as foolish as before, and foolishly rushed over to confront Kakashi. Naruto sat down in a safe place and then took out his backpack. Huh? What about my bento? Are you looking for this? A voice suddenly sounded in his ear, making him wary. The next moment, the weapon was held in his hand and stabbed out. Oh, that's a good response. But it's not enough. Kakashi said, holding the bento that Naruto had brought before, while the other hand was the weapon Naruto had previously attacked. Now, there's a lunchbox for lunch, Kakashi said casually. Naruto was stunned and unable to move. What exactly happened just now? Also, he can't move anymore. Feeling dazed and with heavy eyelids, Naruto bit his tongue fiercely. The pain woke him up, and the smell of blood spread in his mouth. Then he realized that he was buried in the soil, with only a head protruding. Is this an illusion? When did you get hit? A sense of awe rose in Naruto's heart. Is this the strength of Kakashi? You need to maintain a positive mindset. If you don't have the strength, don't be complacent. He doesn't have anything to be proud of right now. This is a real world, and the future plots he relies on are full of variables. Some clever people need to restrain themselves. After putting on his attitude, Naruto faced a very serious question. How should he get out of this soil? Ah. Finally, Naruto had just climbed out when a sharp cry pierced through the sky. It was Sakura's voice. This time, is it Sakura? They are both fallen people from the ends of the earth. Naruto started to gloat. Unfortunately, why not Sasuke? Naruto murmured to himself. What should we do? With his current strength, it is impossible for him to snatch the bell from Kakashi's hands. Even if the three of them add up, it is impossible for them to achieve something. Not to mention now that everything is going its own way. Is it just dragging around until 12 o'clock? Although he knows he can pass the assessment in the end, how can he do this? How much power does he have now? You have to give it your all. Even though he knows he can't be defeated, this is the best way to understand his current strength. At this point, Kakashi had already stuffed Sasuke into the soil with the technique of decapitation in his heart, and then continued to leisurely read his novel, Love Heaven. Suddenly, the warning signal rose, and two swords flew towards him. Kakashi calmly caught it and let it spin in his hand, graceful and free, simple and casual, showcasing his master's demeanor. Immediately after, Naruto swarmed out and attacked Kakashi together, roaring and shouting with great force, making the scene quite spectacular. Even Sasuke was very surprised and didn't expect this trick to be used at the end of the crane. Do you want to win by quantity? Kakashi said calmly, his expression still as plain as water, without any panic. What are all Naruto doing to surround Kakashi? A group fight. Beat him, beat him, beat him. Hiding in the dark, Naruto cheered on his clone, very excited. Change his hairstyle. Do you have any objections to my hairstyle? Kakashi appeared behind him and said lightly. What? Naruto looked surprised, but smiled in his heart. Kakashi had a premonition and wanted to jump away. Bang! The sound of the explosion was deafening, and black smoke filled the air, leaving a small hole on the ground. Naruto, who was staying next to Sakura, received a message from his clone and smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth. He didn't know how Kakashi was doing now. Would it surprise him? Those clones are naturally unlikely to harm Kakashi, but what if they were the ones with explosive symbols? Use a clone to lure him over and then detonate it. Although I know that it may not hurt him at all, as long as he falls into the trap, it is a kind of success. Shadow Clone is indeed very convenient to use, and its use is not only in combat. Sakura, perhaps due to Kakashi's illusion, he has not yet woken up. Looking at Sakura's pink lips, how could Naruto have the impulse to do something bad? Beasts. Looking around to see no one around, Naruto quickly took out the camera from her backpack and captured the sleeping posture of the little beauty. Hey, leave it as a souvenir. Beautiful things need to be recorded. Secretly acting like doing something bad, my heart beats a little faster. Do you want to kiss again? Naruto's heartbeat accelerated, approaching Sakura's pink lips. Are you going to kiss her? You. Naruto replied casually, suddenly realizing something was wrong, and Kakashi jumped out of nowhere. Second Olympics. It's really scary. Also, what an embarrassment. Haha, the weather is really nice today. Well, it's pretty good, Kakashi nodded. Teacher, your hairstyle is so handsome. It has always been like this. Naruto lowered his head and said, okay. I admit it. Kakashi said, what would happen if you let Sakura know? Threat. It's a threat again. It doesn't matter if he takes photos, after all, he hasn't had time to do anything else bad and can still fool around, but yesterday's kissing incident got bigger. Naruto lowered his head and looked listless, alright. I'll give up. Do whatever you love, do whatever you want. Since you've said that, then I'll. Kakashi pretended to ponder. Result: Naruto was tied to the log, and Sakura and Sasuke were still eating the bento he had prepared to eat with Sakura. Alas, it's so sad and pitiful, how could a single word be so tragic? How to describe the taste? After numerous tests by Kakashi, the final result was that Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto, who were tied to a log, all passed the assessment. Although this process is somewhat tragic. Even Sakura and Sasuke were brutally abused, and even Sasuke's confidence was shaken because Kakashi was too strong. It's not a match they can handle at all. The power gap between them is truly despairing. However, after all, I passed the lower tolerance assessment. Sakura and Sasuke left happily, and then Naruto was forgotten. Ah, don't leave me behind, Naruto's cries echoed throughout this empty exercise field. Chapter 7. C.Level Tasks. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Everything in life has returned to normal, and the 7th team led by Kakashi, consisting of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, has begun its mission. Naruto is also gradually integrating into this world. Executing the simplest D.level tasks day by day, accumulating experience, and earning rewards. That's salary. This kind of life seems good too. Ease, comfort, no distractions, no competition, which makes him very comfortable. This is a unique experience. While practicing, enjoy life at the same time. That's what life is all about. It was only through 2 generations that he realized the meaning of life. So, we must live a wonderful life in this life. Therefore, Naruto feels that his recent state has been particularly good. He was slowly changing, but the other person seemed to be getting impatient. Sasuke. Although he always completes his best tasks, such meaningless tasks cannot enhance his strength. How can he improve his strength if he continues like this? How should he kill that man? Sasuke's eyes became increasingly fierce, with a fierce gleam in them. However, Sakura beside her knew nothing, but her eyes were blurred, her cheeks were pink, and she was infatuated. Alas, pat your own face, why are you so handsome, that guy with Sasuke Nagi? Especially the 3 marks on the left and right cheeks, how can they not be eliminated? When can Xiaoying look at him with such eyes? The nostalgia left by Naruto for Sakura directly affects him now, making him unable to suppress it. It will be joyful because of her joy, as well as jealous and resentful because of her love for Sasuke. The changes in emotions are truly indescribable. Kakashi seemed to be aware of everyone's emotions and mentality, so this time, he took the initiative to apply for a C-level task from the third generation Hokage. The highest level task that Xiaoying can perform is the C-level task. This was only allowed under the leadership of Kakashi. Because tasks at or above level C have a certain level of danger. This time, it was also seen as a test for them. The sword edge is sharpened, and the fragrance of plum blossoms comes from the bitter cold. Naruto also understands this principle, so although he is unwilling in his heart, he can only accept the arrangement. Vaguely, he had already guessed what the mission was this time, what he would encounter along the way, and what he would experience, but what would be the outcome? Same or different? When the gears of fate start to move, they cannot be stopped no matter what. Protecting the bridge expert. Mr. Dasna, until the bridge is completed, this is the task of this time. Before leaving, Kakashi repeated the specific content of the task again, and then stared at Naruto with a warning look, especially you must not act recklessly, you know. Naruto feels very innocent. Even though he hasn't done anything, he has been very honest these days. Why is Kakashi just targeting himself? It really makes him so worried. No wonder, after all, a young boy who has loved pranks since childhood suddenly becomes honest and obedient. Who would know if there are more terrifying pranks brewing? Alas, the original image of Naruto is truly deeply ingrained in people's hearts. I can't change it for a while. Moreover, Kakashi still held his handle in his hand, and Naruto children's shoes were so angry that they dared not speak up. This feeling of suffocation is really uncomfortable. But with his strength, he can't resist at all. Since that incident, Sakura seems to have become more attached to Sasuke. As for him, he seems to have lost his presence in Sakura's heart. Should that kiss be or not? Sakura seems to be increasingly fond of Sasuke. Naruto felt a bit confused. At the village entrance, members of the 7th class led by Kakashi gathered together, and the core position was the target of this protection mission, Mr. Dasna. Whether it's Naruto from the past or the present, they have never been out of the village, so Naruto's mood is very excited. Although Sasuke didn't say anything and still maintained a cool expression, he was also very excited in his heart, except for Sakura, who looked a bit gloomy and unhappy. I guess I ate my food at Sasuke's place again. Hee hee. You deserve it. What will be encountered in this task? The task has already begun, and he can only look forward to it in his heart. Coming out of my village, one can see a lush forest, with endless views and lush greenery. This is a major feature of the world of Hokage, and no matter when, the background of these trees is always irreplaceable and countless. It has been appearing from beginning to end. The journey was quite peaceful, and nothing happened, which relieved Naruto's heart. But when he saw the puddle ahead, his heart didn't calm down. What should come always comes, this is really irresistible. No matter how much Naruto wants to avoid conflict, he cannot resist the horn of fate. Actually, Naruto really doesn't have much ambition nowadays, is it becoming Hokage? This kind of thankless position has nothing to do with his wool, whoever likes it or wants it. His dream is to earn money to buy a villa, a luxurious mansion, where all the beauties live. He is the only male, and he will spoil whichever he wants. This is the enjoyment of the emperor and the life that travelers should have. It's really not worth it to carry out such a demanding task with such a high level of danger. But everything is a test. Without strength, how can one achieve their goals? Danger is approaching. As Kakashi passed by that puddle, two figures suddenly flashed out. The chains in his hand surrounded Kakashi, and the sharp barbed hooks scattered all over him instantly twisted him into pieces. Ah! Seeing this scene, Sakura let out a sharp scream full of fear, and Sasuke and Dazina beside her were also full of surprise. The changes in the situation exceeded their imagination, making them unable to react. At the next moment, the two sudden assassin ninjas had already begun charging towards the next target. Their next goal is undoubtedly Naruto. Naruto's eyebrows trembled. What does this mean? Can't you guys change your target? Is this actually the first to pick and need the persimmons soft? Or should we take out the strong ones first? However, although he is unhappy in his heart, Naruto still wants to take action. Since everyone else has been provoked, he can't help but give face. It can be seen that these two ninjas are trying to repeat their old tricks and use the same methods to attack him. But how can they succeed? Naruto gave a cold smile, let him rewrite the ending of the original Naruto being ridiculed. A new life, everything will eventually be different. Chapter 8. The Ghost Man will not be slain again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At some point, the sword in his hand had already been held by him, accurately shot out by him. The light flashed like a fleeting stream of light, but it was precisely aimed at the intersection of the iron chains surrounded by the two assassins, piercing the chains without diminishing its power, and fiercely nailing them to the tree. What a powerful force! Upon seeing this scene, Sasuke exclaimed in admiration and noticed the movement of Naruto's throwing just now. His wrist was just gently swinging, but the explosive force was so powerful that it completely overturned everyone's understanding of him. It's unbelievable. With one move, Naruto broke through the attack of the two ninjas. Taking advantage of the others' panic and surprise, Naruto rubbed his body and cut into the space between the two. With a powerful spinning kick, he flew them out with blood spurting out of his mouth, in the direction of Sasuke's position. He can't stand out alone. You also need to let others show off. How could he admit that it was because he was lazy? By the way, let's take a look at how strong Sasuke, who should be his archenemy, is. Sasuke did not disappoint Naruto either. He gave a cold and proud smile, as if the victory was in his grasp. His hands were sealed, and one hand was placed on his mouth. In the next moment, a big fireball appeared in front of these two ninjas. In the situation where they were unable to fight back, he burned them down and screamed incessantly, howling and dying. The cooperation between Naruto and Sasuke also greatly appreciated Kakashi, who was secretly observing from the side. Especially Naruto's performance impressed him even more. Although it's just two simple moves, the things displayed in them are different, and the skills required are also quite profound. This has made a lot of progress, and compared to the exercise, it has matured a lot. Moreover, it understands teamwork and is not about showing off alone. Kakashi quite recognizes Naruto's previous performance. This kid has undergone significant changes recently. Kakashi thought to herself. After solving these two ninjas, Kakashi appeared, and except for Sakura and Dasna who were very surprised, Naruto and Sasuke were very calm. After learning the identities of these two ninjas from Kakashi's mouth, Kakashi turned his gaze to Dasna with a hint of inquiry in his eyes. Dasna couldn't help but sigh and had to start from scratch. After learning the ins and outs from Dasna, due to various reasons, Kakashi decided to continue the task with the seventh group. Naruto, when did you become so powerful? Sakura asked Naruto while driving on a small boat, recalling her previous situation. I've always been so amazing. It's just that you've been paying attention to someone and haven't noticed it. Naruto said this with a hint of resentment, and the tone of blame also made Sakura blush, feeling embarrassed. She looked at Sasuke on the side, his face indifferent, as if he was thinking something. Since the kiss that day, Sakura had thought their relationship would be confirmed, but now it seems like it's still the same as usual, no difference. She has hinted several times, but Sasuke remains indifferent, which is frustrating in her heart, but she can't express it, after all, it's such an embarrassing thing. Kakashi observed the condition of Naruto, Sakura, and others, and couldn't help but sigh, youth. With Kakashi's intelligence, he can naturally guess out of 10, which makes him reminisce about his youth. Daitu, Lin, and the teacher, he said thinking about it, Kakashi looked at the three of them again, his eyes nostalgic but with a hint of sadness. After walking for a while by waterway, you can reach your home in Dasna. The next section of the journey is a dense forest, it's really lush with branches and leaves. Rabbit! Sakura exclaimed in surprise, and a cute rabbit with snow-white fur jumped out of the grass. Sakura was so happy that she wanted to go and catch it. Women, even girls, have very weak resistance to this cute creature. Wait! Don't go over yet, Naruto said, grabbing Sakura's hand. What are you doing? Let go of me now. Sakura said impatiently, her eyes fixed on Sasuke, hoping he wouldn't mind. Unfortunately, Sasuke didn't show any expression. Previously, she was afraid that Sasuke would misunderstand, but now seeing that Sasuke didn't care at all, her heart became even more disappointed. Be careful. Everyone, quickly get down. Kakashi's slightly urgent voice sounded, but Sakura was stunned and didn't react because of the previous situation. Danger is about to come. Sakura is in danger. Naruto quickly threw Sakura to the ground, pressing her delicate body down. At this moment, he even felt the strong wind rustling from behind. He didn't have time to think about the danger of doing so, which was an involuntary reaction of his body. At that moment, he just didn't want Sakura to get hurt. At the next moment, a huge machete spun fiercely and roared past, almost pressing against Naruto's back. If it were delayed any further, it was likely to be injured. You, take your hand away, Sakura scolded Naruto, her face flushed like clouds, as Naruto's hands were pressing on Sakura's heart, which had never been touched before. Ah! Ah! Naruto only then noticed the place where his hands were placed. With a movement in his heart, he deliberately experienced the feel and elasticity of the place with his hands while standing up. The clothes worn by Sakura belonged to the type of tight-fitting clothing suitable for combat. Although the peaks wrapped below cannot be seen, they are always present when touched. Sakura was extremely embarrassed and angry, looking at him in anger. Naruto pretended to know nothing and stood up casually, with a serious expression on his face, as if it was not him who had done wrong before. Kakashi's forehead was wrinkled with a few black lines, and the corners of his mouth twitched. At this moment, he really wanted to shout at Naruto, "Can you distinguish the situation? At this critical moment, you are still picking girls. Can you be serious, and pay attention to your appearance? Hey!" Sakura glared at Naruto, but she tried to hold back and didn't react. After all, there is a big enemy in front of her now. It's truly Kakashi. Your subordinates are also very interesting. A man with an upper body stood on top of the decapitation knife and said from a commanding height. His eyes were terrifying and full of murderous intent. Kakashi's blushed and touched his head with embarrassment. Then, if the ghost is not cut, what can you advise? I don't dare to take it for granted. I just want the old man's life. How about it? Can you give it to me? Without further ado, Kakashi and I started talking like old friends, negotiating Dasna's life. Hee. Kakashi smiled, this is a bit troublesome. If the task is not completed, it will affect my reputation and the reputation of Kiba. So, I won't give it to you. Kakashi lifted his forehead, revealing his left eye that had been covered up all along. Right will eyes. Chapter 9. Blood Inheritance Limit. The White of Ice Shield. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Right will eyes. Blood follows the limit. The Sharingan can almost be said to be the strongest bloodline in the world of Hokage, originating from the family bloodline and transmitted through genetic factors, belonging to a unique innate ability of a clan. You can see through body techniques, hallucinations, and ninjutsu, and you can also copy and use them, which is just the most common type of Sharingan. Above this, the kaleidoscope riding will eye is even more mysterious. Almost a nightmare that envelopes all ninjas. Kakashi, who possesses such Sharingan, is known as the copy ninja, and Kiba's first technician, almost all of which are bestowed upon him by Sharingan. Naruto was eyeing Kakashi in the situation of no more cuts, not daring to miss a single penny. Naruto formed a 10,000 character formation to protect Dasna in the center. But his gaze remained fixed on Kakashi, who was facing off against him, and he never cut his body again. Because they are the two important figures who determine the outcome of everything. The outcome between them will directly affect the development of the battle. The fog is getting thicker and thicker unconsciously, blocking everyone's sight. Naruto knows that this is the mist-hidden technique that never cuts again. As one of the 7 ninja swords in the Misty Ninja Village, as a country of water, the strength of the ninja swords is undoubtedly beyond doubt. The silent killing technique with that hand in a foggy state is unparalleled. Kakashi was also careless. Otherwise, I wouldn't have used the writing will I right from the beginning. This indicates that the opponent is an expert at the same level as him, and it is also a sign of caution. Magnificent momentum. Killing chi. In the silent spread, the stagnant air brings a suffocating feeling to people. Naruto and Sasuke are feeling this way right now. If an individual's strength does not reach a certain level, they cannot feel this change. Dasna is just an ordinary person and naturally cannot feel it, while Sakura is not affected because her strength is not strong enough. But Naruto and Sasuke are different. Their strength just meets this standard. You can see the terrifying aura, trembling body, and fear in the hearts of the two people in the confrontation at this moment, all of which are free and uncontrollable. Naruto is doing better, his psychological regulation ability is still good. After comforting himself, he slowly recovered, but Sasuke is a bit intriguing. His body trembled and his eyes were fearful. It seemed that it was not just due to the current murderous aura, but also as if he had been stirred up by some unforgettable past, unable to extricate himself or break free from it. At this moment, Kakashi's voice came over, and his words, although plain, contained unimaginable power that was hard to ignore. Sasuke finally calmed down. Naruto sighed in his heart and had to say that Kakashi is really a very qualified teacher. Although my hairstyle looks strange, I feel lethargic all day long, and I always read bad books and magazines. However, he was always able to guide Naruto and his team at the appropriate time and help them grow in his own way. Naruto smiled, and Kakashi's behavior was just a sign of a mature man. No matter what kind of danger you are in, always protect your companions, always pay attention to their safety, and be the first to suffer. Whoosh! The figure that never cuts again instantly disappears, hidden in the thick fog. Kakashi remained alert and vigilant, constantly alert to the surrounding environment and movements, in case of any further surprise attacks. No one can resist him here except him. The competition among experts is constantly changing. Sometimes the winner can be determined in an instant. Hidden in the thick fog, if you don't chop, you may appear at any time and launch a fatal blow. This kind of waiting, this helplessness and powerlessness that can only rely on others for their lives, has raised a desire for stronger power in Naruto and Sasuke's hearts. Without chopping the eerie and ethereal voice from all directions, the throat, spine, lungs, liver, carotid artery, clavicle, kidneys, and heart. The 8 key points of the human body, which one do you want me to attack? This kind of questioning or self-questioning made people shudder to hear. As a girl, Sakura's face was filled with fear. Touch. The next moment, if he didn't appear again, he silently penetrated the defense of the 3 Naruto and arrived at Dasna's side. But there was no chance to take action if he didn't chop again, because Kakashi also followed suit. The sword in hand pierced directly into the body without cutting, but water flowed out. Water clone. Behind Kakashi, the figure that never beheaded again appeared, wielding a beheading sword and sounding a fierce wind, ready to behead Kakashi from the waist. At the critical moment, Naruto threw his sword in his hand, hitting his chest without cutting, but the water still flowed out. Still a water clone. So where is the real body? In the mist, there were constant sounds of weapons colliding with each other, indicating that the two were actually engaged in a physical confrontation. Kakashi's clone was still trembling with fear, thinking to himself that if it weren't for Naruto's coincidental move at that time, even if his clone successfully lured the enemy, it would still be a water clone. In that case, the consequences would be unimaginable. "Naruto, you did a good job," Kakashi's clone said to Naruto. Naruto gave a faint smile. This is his innate advantage, which may not affect the overall situation, but small details can also guide the trend of a battle. After all, if Kakashi had been trapped by the water dungeon technique at that time, they would have been in trouble. That one mistake would have really ended up playing. It's so good now, Kakashi and the others continue to fight, and Naruto and the three of them just need to watch quietly. Sasuke's gaze sometimes lingered on Naruto. He is increasingly aware of the recent changes in Naruto's personality, which has been much more stable, and his strength seems to have improved greatly. Although he has not shown much performance, some details have shown comparable strength to him. Especially the move he made to rescue Kakashi just now. The incident was so sudden, but Naruto could still react, while he himself did not at that time. This made Sasuke feel regretful. At this point, Sasuke did not realize that he had gradually begun to pay attention to Naruto and regarded him as his valued opponent. The battle over there is also about to come to an end. With Kakashi's water escape and the Great Falls technique, if he doesn't slay again, he will be rushed out and heavily hit a tree, losing his strength. Kakashi took out the sword in his hand and wanted to solve the problem of not chopping again. Suddenly, a mutation occurred, and several steel needles carrying powerful force attacked Kakashi. Kakashi quickly dodged, and by the time he stood firm, the position where he had not cut was already empty. A masked teenager. I should be an accomplice, and I feel that my strength is no less than that of no one else. Kakashi's heart became sad. But Naruto's heart is bright. White. Blood follows the limit. The white of ice shield. At this moment, Naruto had an impulse in his heart. He wanted to rush over and ask, "Are you a male or a female?" Chapter 10. Anger. Xiaoying is really angry. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In Dazna's home, Kakashi lay there, motionless and listless, looking really helpless. The load of writing Will Eyes has exhausted Kakashi's body and left him exhausted. It will take at least 7 days to recover. Pretty Sakura couldn't help but complain. She thought teacher Kakashi was very reliable. However, it has finally been temporarily safe. In order to enhance the strength of the three individuals and prevent the next battle, Kakashi took Naruto and the three of them to the wilderness forest for special training. The content of the special training is to climb trees, but the content is to use your feet to climb trees. The main purpose is to master the deeper level of trace control of chakras through tree climbing, control and maintain a certain amount of chakras, and thus extract chakras more smoothly in combat. This requires considerable attention to detail in handling. After demonstrating, Kakashi rested on the side and observed everyone's practice. Climbing trees with your feet may seem easy to say and explain, but in practice, it's quite challenging. Even today's Naruto, who can surpass the original Naruto in terms of talent and understanding, has encountered difficulties. Because his understanding of chakra is almost zero, and the original Naruto was just a scumbag and a crane tail. The use of chakra is purely instinctive, without any skills or knowledge. Although he has been doing a lot of harm these days, he still knows only a little. This is the foundation, not something he can make up for all at once. In this situation, either intelligence is used to compensate, or persistent efforts are made to cultivate. Diligence can make up for clumsiness, practice makes perfect, and a body that has undergone countless trials and tribulations is used to memorize and master. At present, he naturally chooses the former method, and of course, he will not miss the second one. In short, by understanding its essence, then grasping it and mastering it. So, Naruto is going to ask the top students in this field, Sakura. This is really a great opportunity to get close to her. At this point, Sakura was already the first to successfully climb the tree. She tried hard to gain Sasuke's approval, but in exchange for a cold face. Because at this moment, Sasuke was also worrying about how to maintain and control chakra in a small amount alone. However, he saw Sakura sitting on the tree trunk with a smile on her face, staring at him. Originally, this was not a big deal, and he also knew Sakura's thoughts. But when he heard Kakashi's provocation on the side, which was linked to the reputation of the Uchiha family, his face was not ugly, so it was strange. As for Naruto, when Kakashi mentioned something about Hokage, he remained calm and composed. His current goal is not to become Hokage. As for his dream, Sakura. What are you doing? Sakura looked at him with an unhappy expression on her face. As long as she thinks of the despicable behavior of Naruto lying on her body at that time, Sakura's teeth itch and she wants to repair Naruto severely. However, Sakura knows that Naruto risked danger to save her at that time, and she cannot repay the kindness, can she? In a dilemma, Sakura was a bit afraid to see Naruto. Thinking of that thing makes me numb, it's so embarrassing. How should she face Sasuke in the future? Looking at Sakura, who didn't have a good expression, Naruto rubbed his nose and still expressed his own question to her for advice. Although Sakura dislikes Naruto very much, when Naruto asks these questions, she still patiently explains without any annoyance. I also shared my experience and insights on how to control Chakra's tree climbing with him, which greatly benefited Naruto. Although most of what Sakura tells is very basic, it is of great significance to Naruto because his foundation is really poor, and it is precisely these that he lacks. Now absorbing so much knowledge like a sponge is only useful for Naruto. Oh, the smell on you is so fragrant. Naruto took advantage of the situation and embraced Sakura, deliberately asking, Sakura, are you okay? Hurry up and let go of me. Sakura angrily said, her eyes glaring angrily at Naruto. Okay. Naruto shrugged and suddenly let go of his hand. However, Sakura didn't stand firm and was about to fall. He quickly supported her again, and this time Naruto grabbed her waist again. Sure enough, good people have good rewards. A helpful young man is filled with joy in his heart. Killing Chi. Are there any enemies? Naruto. Sakura's voice suddenly came in a low voice, which seemed to contain an extremely terrifying power that could erupt at any moment. Angry. Xiaoying is really angry. We have to leave now. But before Naruto could take action, he was grabbed by Sakura's collar and pulled back, then punched him hard in the face, and his body flew out horizontally, flying more than 10 meters away. My second Olympics. This is the rhythm of serious injuries. As Naruto watched as Sakura was about to charge forward again, she dared not linger and rushed towards the deeper part of the forest, leaving only Sakura to roar and scream in anger. Finally, she vented her accumulated anger. The fleeing Naruto sighed, this is the Sakura in her impression. In addition to maintaining a gentle and watery appearance in front of her beloved Sasuke, she has always been violent and has a bad temper in front of others, especially Naruto. Helpless. This is the gap between him and Sasuke. However, looking back on my previous flirtation with Sakura, I still have a strong feeling, and I didn't miss out on the benefits. Although he was punched, Naruto was still very satisfied. I have obtained a lot of useful information from Sakura. He should have a good understanding and application of chakra, let's continue practicing. Since Sakura has successfully practiced, there is no need for further training and she will directly participate in the task of protecting Dasna, while Sasuke and Naruto will continue to work hard. Sasuke seems to have fallen in love with Naruto, constantly competing with him on the progress of cultivation. Naruto also compared Sasuke and never lost to him. Both of them worked exceptionally hard, and their cultivation progressed rapidly. The consolidation of Naruto's basic knowledge has made his tree climbing training more proficient, and his control and understanding of chakra have become more profound. Let Sasuke feel increasing pressure and urgency. Every day Naruto has a very interesting time. When encountering obstacles in his tree climbing practice, he would seek advice from Sakura. Although he always encountered cold faces and sometimes even physical abuse, he still persisted in learning the knowledge he wanted to know. Why not ask Kakashi? Good question to ask. Although Kakashi must know and be more comprehensive than Sakura, and explain more clearly, Naruto always feels shorter in front of Kakashi, and what are the benefits? No. As for Sakura, she can take advantage of seeking advice more or less every day. Although she may experience new injuries every day, she recovers quickly. You get used to beating and beating, don't you? Also consider it as a special cultivation. Only by enduring hardships can one become a superior person. Think about the deeper meaning on your own. The special training has already been completed, but Naruto still goes to the jungle to practice every day. On the one hand, it can consolidate the foundation. Although Naruto has already mastered the control of chakra, practice makes perfect. To avoid accidents during battles, if the training results cannot be fully utilized, it can lead to a big uproar. That kind of carelessness is a concern for one's life. Of course, this is just one aspect. What's important is that he can also use this opportunity to get close to Sakura. Naruto always finds some opportunities to get along. It's really happiness.